Hey everybody, Flyersguy here to remind you that on December 5th, 2025, it's the 200th episode of Back in the Day. That's right, folks. I'm celebrating my 200th episode of Back in the Day. It's going to be Back in the Day 200th episode celebration, and a look back at 3 years of entertaining nostalgia here on Back in the Day. It'll be a 200 episode celebration, as it's the Back in the Day 200th episode. It'll be coming December 5th, 2025, exclusively on my YouTube channel. So, we're going to take a look back at many years of Back in the Day here on the Flyersguy YouTube channel. I cannot believe that I am at 200 episodes of Back in the Day. So I'll see you all on December 5th, 2025. Hey everybody, it's me, Flyersguy, and welcome to another edition of Throwback Flyersguy. I'm your host, Flyersguy, and in today's episode, I'm going to talk about my memories of 2009. My memories of 2009 and 2010. 2009 ended off with me not feeling too well, and me getting over my sickness on Christmas of 2009. I even mentioned I got a rare classic Philadelphia Flyers shirt. At the time, the Flyers would have their first outdoor game against the Boston Bruins. Woke up that day on January 2010. And to that day, I wore my classic jersey. I'm going to tell you a really funny story about that day. We were trying to get me into my Uncle Paul's house. He had a door that was in the garage, and you would use that to get into the basement. There was also another door there that would take you into the downstairs living room. So me and my dad are trying to get in. Unfortunately, we are not able to. So we got to enjoy the New Year's Eve party for about 2 seconds when we got there. We couldn't even get me through the doorway. And the whole time, my dad is having trouble. And my cousin Tommy, he has cerebral palsy. So the whole time we're trying to get me into my Uncle Paul's house. My cousin Tommy is laughing his ass off. He thinks the whole thing is hilarious. And I have no idea. For some reason, people that have CP, they laugh at inappropriate moments sometimes. So he was laughing. Unfortunately, we went home. We had to go home. And we watched the Ladder Classic on TV. It was a tie game going in the third. The game went into overtime. The Flyers lost in overtime to the Boston Bruins. In the month of January, this was the month where we had a brutal snowstorm. Me and my dad had tickets to the Flyers Rangers game. Unfortunately, my wheelchair, broke down. Again. Luckily, I was able to tilt back and everything. Unfortunately, I couldn't drive it. Then there were times where I couldn't tilt back. That was a pain in the ass. Well, that didn't happen yet. And then, around this time, the chair actually started working a couple times. And me and my dad watching the Flyers Penguins game. We lost that game. Right after that, me and my dad went to Sam's Club. Going into the month of February, during that month, there was a game against the New York Rangers. Unfortunately, I couldn't go because it was really snowing. So I had my dad go to the game. And he gave the other ticket to one of his friends. The Flyers lost that game. They played well. Going into the month of February, it was apparent the goaltender, Ray Embry, would be out indefinitely due to a career injury. The Flyers told the goaltender, Michael Leighton. In the month of February, my wheelchair broke down again. And we had to call my cousin Matt and Uncle Paul to help get me up the ramp. Shortly after that, in the month of February, me and my dad had tickets to a Flyers Blackhawks game. Unfortunately, we couldn't go because my wheelchair had broken down. Sorry, Abby.
Okay, Zach?
Yeah, sorry about that.
It's okay. Can I just look at your readings real quick?
Sure. So my wheelchair had broken down in the month of February. I wasn't able to go to the Flyers Blackhawks game. I remember watching that game, and it was a very close game. Sal Hartwell tried to square up at 2-2. And late in the third, Chris Pryor scored a goal, and the Flyers won that game in overtime. We get into the month of March, and we push to the playoffs is officially began. The Flyers lost a few games. They won a few games. Their chances of making the playoffs are looking very grim. Around March, Simone Gagne scored a goal in overtime against the New Jersey Devils. That's how on that day, I was watching some wrestling or something. I forget. And it was crucial for the Flyers to win their games. Get into April, and the Flyers moving up and down month of April. One of the biggest games of the season, two of the biggest games, were against the New York Rangers. In the first matchup at MSG, the New York Rangers took the victory against the Flyers. Then it was up to the Flyers to win the last game of the season if they would want to get into the postseason. The Flyers won that game in an epic shootout victory. One team was eliminated from playoff contention, and that team was the Rangers. The Flyers had officially made the playoffs. Their first opponent, the New Jersey Devils. I remember that series like it was yesterday. The Philadelphia Flyers won the first game, lost the second game, they came close to winning the second game. It was all Flyers. And games 3, games 4, and games 5. And one of the games at home was Dan Carcillo, who scored the overtime game-winning goal. In game 5, Ian LaFerriere took a puck to the face. He was injured, but he made one of the ultimate sacrifices for the Philadelphia Flyers. The Philadelphia Flyers won that series in 5 games. They advanced to the second round against the Boston Bruins. And I was ready. I remember the day of game 1. I was hanging out at my local deli. It was pretty hectic in there, so I had to get out of there because I'm crowded. I went home that day and watched the Flyers play the Bruins in game 1. It was a close game. The Flyers tied the game at 4-4. It was the Bruins who got the victory in game 1. Game 2 was another close game. The Flyers fell to the Bruins in game 2. In game 3, the Flyers got the first goal. When they were in action, it was the Bruins who won that game. But they paid the price. As Bruins, as David Tracy on the Boston Bruins was injured. In game 4, Simone Gagne officially made his return. This was a crucial game 4 for the Philadelphia Flyers. The Flyers had the lead in the third, but the Bruins tied it up late in the third. And in overtime, it was Simone Gagne who got the game-winning goal for the Philadelphia Flyers. The Flyers were not dead yet. In Game 5, the Philadelphia Flyers shut out the Bruins. The Flyers goaltender, Ryan Boucher, went down to injury, and it was up to Michael Leighton. Flyers were able to shut out the Bruins in Game 5. And now, it was a one-game lead in the series. It was a one-game lead in the series. Going in to Game 6, it was up to the Flyers. Once again, they won that game and tied the series up at 3-3. It came down to a Game 7. The day of Game 7, I woke up dehydrated, and I also had a headache. We didn't know what it was. And during that time, it was our annual checkup at the hospital. I went to see my doctor, Dr. Perez, my heart doctor. The appointment went really well. I went home, I had lunch. All of a sudden, they called us back and told the hospital. They called back and told us that my electrolytes were too high. Or I forget, my potassium was too high. That night of Game 7, I spent the night watching Game 7 in the hospital. Although I wasn't there all night. I was there at the game. The medicine they gave did not agree with me. And I missed a few parts of the game, but I didn't miss the crucial parts of the game. The Flyers were down 3-0 in that game. They had managed to tie it up in the third period. And when Simone Gagne scored the winning goal, my heart rate went up. I was excited. I was happy that the Flyers made history, beating the Boston Bruins. In Game 7, the biggest upset ever, and the Flyers advanced to the Eastern Conference Finals for the first time since 1997. I was able to get out of the hospital that night. I went to bed that night. When I woke up the next day, took a shower, we got ready to go to my little Joe's house for a barbecue. We got there. It was a fun time. We were all talking about what transpired. And the Flyers made it to the second round. That day I was hanging out at my local deli. Then I went to my cousin Joe's house for a barbecue. The whole family was there. And it was a damn right fun time. After this, we got ready for the next round. And in game 1, it was the Flyers. the biggest one-sided victory for the Montreal Canadiens. They won that game, and the next game, they won that game as well. And then, in Game 3, it was the Montreal Canadiens that tied the series up. They got away after one game of the series. Then in game number 4, the Flyers shut out the Montreal Canadiens. People were talking about it all over Facebook. I even posted on Facebook as well. And this was the time in my years on MySpace officially would come to an end. I officially had deleted my MySpace, and I was left with Twitter and Facebook. During that time, I had created a YouTube channel. It was just in its infancy. Shortly after that, Flyers won Game 4. They shut out Montreal, and they come home for deciding Game 5. In that game, Mike Richards had an epic short-handed goal. And it was the Flyers who won the game and became Eastern Conference champions. After the win, the Flyers were getting ready for the series with the Chicago Blackhawks. During this time, I recently made friends with somebody on Facebook. At least I thought she was a real friend. I'll get into that in a minute. Things were going well between us, and we really got along. And then something happened. It turned out she was in a car accident. And she had passed away. Many weeks later, I was informed that this was a hoax. And this person was an absolute fraud. She not only pulled the wool over everyone's eyes, but she insulted the whole Flyers fan base with what she did. Scamming people to donate money to her cause after she was in a car accident. Even posting a fake obituary. Horrible. But shortly after that, it was time for the Stanley Cup Finals. And I was at my local deli, and the whole neighborhood was excited. The whole neighborhood was up in arms with excitement over the Flyers in the Stanley Cup Finals. The Stanley Cup Finals officially began. Game 1 was a back and forth game between two teams. The Philadelphia Flyers lost that game to the Chicago Blackhawks. Game 2 was a close one as well. Flyers lost that game. Well, Flyers lost that game as well. Game 3, it was the Flyers. I think that was the game. It was the Flyers. And I think it was the Flyers. And that was the game where Claude Giroux scored in overtime. Flyers then ended up winning Game 4. And Game 5 would be in Chicago. Remember that game? Well, it was yesterday. My dad and my Uncle Paul were here watching the game with me. Flyers lost that game, and I was at my breaking point. Because I myself was crazy for the Stanley Cup. I got really upset. Said some things that I shouldn't have said. My dad was kind of mad at me for that. And I apologized for my actions last day. My dad said it was okay. And then we got into Game 6. Flyers played well. The game went to overtime. And the Flyers lost their game in overtime. Despite losing and being eliminated, it was a good run for the Philadelphia Flyers. A lot of people that season didn't even think they would even make the playoffs. And they did. It was the most historic way that they could make it in. The summer officially began. After the loss, I was devastated. The next day, I was devastated. I went outside, and the whole city, they were upset, but they were happy. The Flyers did well that season. In the summer of June, I had a lot of fun just hanging out with my friends. Then in the month of July, in the month of June, my wheelchair broke down. Luckily, I was able to drive it. I couldn't help it for a while. Luckily, we got that fixed. Around July, or August, I forget what it was, I had gotten a new computer. It had a built-in webcam on it. So I decided to create my very own YouTube channel. And my videos were small at first, but started getting a lot bigger later. I made some friends on YouTube as well. And this seemed really cool. Although it seemed pretty cool. Also, then the month of August came. We got word that Simone Gagne will not be playing for Flyers next season. We go into September. And around September, I'm getting ready for one of my cousin's weddings. During this, the Flyers were in the preseason. They were winning games in their preseason. At that wedding, I got up on stage, grabbed the microphone, and said, "Let's go Flyers." I was ready for next season. During this time, I had to get a flu shot. And also, I got myself, my mom got me a Ron Hextall jersey that I would start wearing. In the month of September, I got my flu shot, and I was feeling pretty good. Going into October, my wheelchair broke down again. I had to get it fixed. In late October, we finally were able to get it fixed. That year, the Flyers had a pretty good October. They went in November, and had a pretty good November. In November, around this year, I made a new friend on Facebook. Her name is Nicole. She was very nice to me, and very supportive, and we hit it off real well. and we've been friends ever since that time. And we didn't meet up in person until later, which I'll end up getting into much later. Beginning of the month November, we have our Thanksgiving Day. Then we get into the month of December, and it's my 24th birthday. My 24th birthday. That year, my friend from the neighborhood, Jeff came out. And we watched the game between the Flyers and the San Jose Sharks. The Flyers lost that game in a shootout. It wasn't a bad game. During this time, I got a new TV. It was a Panasonic HD TV. And we were watching the Flyers Senators game. I wish the Flyers won. Then we go into Christmas. And before Christmas, I started getting into the angry video game back in September, all the way through December. And I also started watching the Nostalgia Show. As for my wheelchair, in late October, it finally got fixed. And I was happy. Then we get into Christmas in 2010. That year I got a Chris Pryor jersey, Greg Devani on DVD, Titus Season 1 and 2 on DVD, and many other great things as well. Me and my nephew were shooting new YouTube videos at the time. I did one video. I did was my one YouTube video was my DVD collection. And that was a fun video. I do remember creating a parody music video about The Miz. At the time, I wasn't a big fan of The Miz. I couldn't stand them. So me and my nephew made this song called Loser with a Mohawk. And I called on for a bit. Then, after the holidays, I got sick. I got a bit of a cold. Luckily, I was able to get over it. On New Year's Eve, I was feeling better. I think I remember us. On New Year's Eve, I was feeling better. And then I still had a cold. We went to Uncle Hole's house for New Year's Eve. This time, we took the ramp with us and we entered the house through the side. Through the upstairs living room. After this, around January, I started getting sick again. I wasn't feeling well. I felt delirious. My grandma, my aunt, were all here. And I just felt delirious. I think my Aunt Martha was here as well. At the time, the Flyers were playing pretty good hockey. And my sickness lasted until late February. I do remember February. I wasn't feeling well. The Flyers had a game against the Ottawa Senators. I said too much. Good thing I said that. We're going to end this at New Year's Eve. And from there, I will talk about the New Year's Day party at Uncle Paul's house in the next episode. Just like that, those are my memories in 2009. in 2010. In the next episode, I'll talk about my memories in 2010, 2011. In the next episode, certain Philadelphia hockey team experiences a few struggles. And also, I experienced a few troubles of my own. You want to know what happens? You're going to have to wait until the next episode. This has been my memories in 2009, 2010. Till next time, everyone. Till next time.